Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 7th grade concept of calculating unit rates. This is standard 7.4b in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 2 of the 2025 released STAAR test. This is a new item type called drag and drop. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we need to fill in this statement. Now, the two answers, either multiply or divide, can only be put into this first box. And then the other three boxes, you see how they turn blue, can take any of these four numbers, but you cannot use a number twice. So once you use a number, it is gone. Obviously, if we do not answer all four of these, it is going to give us that warning message. And this is a 2-point problem. And so if we want to get 2 points, we actually need to get all four correct. 1 point will get us uh, that point if we get 2 or 3 correct. And if we don't at least reach that 2 or 3 correct, if we get 0 or 1 correct, we're going to get just 0 points. So let's look at this. Proportionally, we're selling 12 pairs of socks for $15. What is the price per pair? So we're looking for the unit cost or the unit price. So how do we do that? And so our answer needs to be describing how to do that. Well, first, let's figure out what the price per pair of socks is, because we're going to have to figure that out. There's a lot of different ways to do that. There's a really fast way to do it. I'm going to show you a visual way to do it in case you're not sure of how to solve this. So I'm going to draw two different lines. All right, let's draw again. Let's get them straight. There we go. All right, this is going to be my double number line. What I want to do is I want to keep track of my price per pair of socks. Okay, so you see this price per pair. This gives me my order. This per means I'm going to look at it as a ratio, like it's a fraction. So my price is going to go on top, and then my socks is going to go down below. Now, if I buy 0 socks, it's going to cost me $0. So we can establish that. If I buy 12 socks, I am spending $15. That's what they're telling me. Really, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for how much does one pair of socks cost. That's what I'm looking for. So how can we use this double number line? Well, this helps us keep our ratios and proportions separate as we scale down. So I want to cut my pair of socks in half. So instead of 12 socks, I'm going to get 6 socks. And I'm going to cut this in half because I want to get it down to 1. And so if I cut that in half, let's also cut our $15 in half. So it would be $7.50 for 6 socks because it's $15 for 12 socks. You would just double it. So we're just dividing it in half. Let's try that again. Let's divide it in half again. That's going to be 3. And so dividing that in half is going to be $3.75. Okay. So I can't divide it in half again because that would give me 1.5 socks. They're not going to sell me 1.5 socks. We want just one pair of socks. But hopefully we notice this relationship here is we kept dividing it by 2, right? So we divided it by 2 to get to here. We divided it by 2 to get to here. So let's divide by 3. Okay? So if we divide by 3, we're going to get down to that 1. So let's take our 375. Let's divide by 3. So instead of cutting it in half, we're going to cut it into thirds. And that's going to be twice. And then we've got our 15. 125 is what it looks like. Looks like it's going to cost us $1.25. And that's really the fast way we can do it. What we could have done is we could have taken our $15 and divided it by our 12. If you divide your 12 into your 15, you're going to get 125. That's the fast way to do it. Divide up. Take your socks divided into your money. So what we did is we divided the number 15 by 12 to get us our unit rate of $1.25. And that's our answer.